Hi, this is attorney and nurse practitioner Joe Flores. Many of you all have watched Nurse Practitioner Television that I promised I'd launch, and we've been doing so over the last 3 months. We're also developing an app, and we're also offering legal nurse consulting to help you educate you a little bit more about legalese and the mysteries of law practice and things like that. Now remember, this does not constitute legal advice, but we do have allies and affiliates all over the United States. If you need a particular law firm in your jurisdiction, we can sure try to help if we can't help you. I'm also licensed to practice in every court, in federal court in the land, and will do so with local counsel and can get approved there. So we are doing healthcare fraud prevention. We're working with nurse practitioners to set up business, and my consulting as an MP. We also offer a legal nurse consulting course. And we want to talk about something very important today. Since I'm a national speaker for the National Council of State Board of Nurses, I'm appearing in Illinois as we speak this fall. And I've spoken for them several times. I'm honored. And those are nursing boards throughout the land, regulatory. The thing we fear and we don't know a lot about, I'm going to tell you about in the next few minutes. What if you're reported to the board, God forbid, as an advanced practice nurse or a registered nurse? Number one, get insurance now. I tell people to buy insurance. 95% of nurses do not listen to me, and they regret it. And over half of advanced practice registered nurses don't carry their own insurance. They rely on their employer to provide it just to save a few $100 a month. That is a big mistake. Ladies and gentlemen, buy your own insurance. If you're an APRN, buy it part-time. Get good rates. I don't endorse a particular insurance company, but get it, because you may leave a job. You may get terminated or self-terminate. If you do that, there may be a gap in coverage. And what if that employer stabs you in the back, or some patient does, and they report you to the board and you didn't have coverage? Guess what? You're going to have to pay some attorney between $10,000 and $50,000 to represent you. It could turn criminal. You might be sued, or you might be part of a deposition. You need to carry your own insurance. So let's talk about the board. Part of that insurance coverage, in most instances, it covers administrative costs. So that means if you're reported to the board. I have appeared in front of the Texas board several times, and I've helped consult on other board cases throughout the land with local attorneys in that state. And let me tell you something, it is no joke. The people out there, remember what I'm going to say right now. The Board of Nursing is not there to protect you, it's there to protect the public. Say it with me. The Board of Nursing in your state is not there to protect you, it's there to protect public safety. So, what does that mean? A lot of the time, many of the rights that you see on Law and Order, innocent before proven guilty and stuff, you're already starting out with the board thinking you did something. There's an allegation, they have a non-delegable duty to investigate it. And I'm not being critical of the board. I work with great, hard-working investigators. Often there is a public safety issue, or there's a diversion issue of narcotics, or there is something negative that happened to a patient that needs to be addressed. And in the end, a lot of these investigators are trying not only to make people better nurses, but also protect the public. But let's say you are investigated. Number one, get insurance today. That is a $50,000 piece of advice. But get it today, because you will need funds to help you. You have to file an answer. Often they give you a couple of weeks to answer. The key here, and write this down, this is so important, is they won't tell you in most jurisdictions that you have the right to get discovery. What is discovery? That is everything in the file that they're going to use against you. Often they just say, answer this complaint on such and such a date, usually a paragraph. You did this and this to a patient, negative result happened, they reported you. Send us your curriculum vitae, send us your resume, tell us how long you've been a nurse, basic information they want to know, where you live, or reside, where you're working right now, and then they tell you to explain yourself. Rule number one, you need discovery, and you need more time, and you need to get an attorney. Do not answer these things alone, because they will eat you alive. I'm just being honest. After representing over 2,000 nurses in front of the board, I can tell you. And I do criminal, civil, and administrative. I'm one of the few handful of attorneys in the nation that is a nurse practitioner, attorney that handles federal, civil, criminal, and also in front of board cases. So do not ever answer a board complaint without consulting with an attorney who handles these types of things. Don't just go to any divorce or car wreck attorney. You need to go with somebody who's qualified, who's answered those tough board questions and knows the ropes. You need to get the file on disc or paper of what the medical records are, the accusations. You have a right to get that information and before you answer, and you have a right to get an extension. I always ask for an extension so I can answer those questions. I'm going to be speaking in front of all of the United States, the boards from Illinois to Iowa to Arizona to California and Texas, and I'm going to be speaking to the investigators that investigate people like you. So I want people to know out there, number one, get insurance. Number two, do not ever answer a board allegation without consulting an attorney. And remember on that insurance, that it covers administrative costs. Do you really want to drain your 401k or your savings when you could have had insurance? RNs for $100 a year, seriously? You're not a target and it doesn't make you one, or you get sued more frequently if you have insurance. That is just not true. Time and time again, I've told people that's not true. As an APRN, don't rely on your employer or your practice to buy your coverage. Always carry your own, because it'll cover administrative costs and any gaps in coverage if you leave somewhere and there's no insurance. Think of having your own insurance as like having your own healthcare insurance. You need it and it's necessary. So this is Joe Flores signing off, Nurse Practitioner Television. I want you all to know out there, if you're reported to the board, you're not alone. There are qualified attorneys out there in your jurisdiction. I know many of them and I ally myself with them. Give me a call, inbox me. If there are practice issues that bother you and you got retaliated against or reported to the board, we want to hear about it. We're there for you. Nurse Practitioner Television, watch us, like us. We're going to be putting it on Twitter. We're going to be having an app. And this is a series of many episodes, 5-minute episodes, legal minute clinics that don't constitute legal advice, but they're giving general information out there based on my knowledge, training, and experience. APRN and JD, nurse practitioner Joe Flores, and attorney. Contact me anytime, 361-887-8670. Email me, joe@floreslawfirm.com, and keep watching us here on Nurse Practitioner Television. Thank you, and God bless.